All right, so a little bit about us, just so you understand where we're coming from. We're obviously not your standard horror review guys. We got about 4 different authors who just get incredibly shithoused and write what we think is pretty funny reviews about some of our favorite movies and our favorite genre. So we're pretty foul. I hope
that's great.
language doesn't offend you.
You guys are in Van Nuys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit. All right. I thought you guys were somewhere else.
No, where are you at?
I'm actually in Mission Hills now. I just moved.
Oh, no shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'd known you were local, we should have met up for drinks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, for future notes. On that note, I guess we'll just dive into it here. So, obviously, Bloody Bloody Bible Camp was fucking brilliant. We wanted to thank you, first off, for your proper acknowledgement of the ratio of tits to gore.
Oh, thank you.
Which is...
I wish we had more tits, though.
Well, yeah. Honestly, you can never have too many.
Quite frankly, with the way things are nowadays, you have a hell of a lot more than most people do, which is such a missing key element for me as far as like horrors go.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree. I don't see it that much anymore. Like you'll see one shot of tits just sneak in that boobs for their investors or whatever, but yeah, you don't see it that much.
It's usually like side boob. It's not even full on boob, so we appreciate you giving us full on boob.
I would have gave you more. I would have gave you a lot more bush if I could.
Oh, and I loved the bush, man, at the start of the movie. That was brilliant. That title sequence was killer.
It was written that way, actually, too. We actually wrote, like, the titles were going to come out of her bush.
I love it.
That's amazing.
So you co-wrote this, right?
Yes.
With Shelley McIntyre, is that her name?
Yeah, Shelby McIntyre. We actually,
Shelby.
I used to live in Florida, and me and him were been friends for a while. We lived together down there, and he lived close to me down there, and we kind of just, we had like the same sense of humor with movies and everything. So after a while, we wanted to do like a kind of a religion comedy, and we didn't know what we wanted to do until he's the one who came up with the title of Bloody Bloody Bible Camp, and that's whenever we were like, oh fuck, we're going to write a Bible camp movie then, and that's kind of how it started. And we wrote it really quick. It was really easy to write.
I can only imagine, man. That sounds like one of those drunk epiphanies.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good.
Dude.
You know what? Bloody Bible Camp. I'm gonna put it out there. It's on the floor now. Taking a run with it. I'm out.
All
yeah,
right.
we actually thought originally we had so many different. We knew we were going to do a comedy about like religion in some way. So we had a bunch of different like kind of little scenarios that we came up with. And the first one we had was going to be like a Sunday school with little kids, and that was going to be the first premise. But we didn't know what we wanted to do with it.
Oh shit!
And the second one, Family Guy ended up doing this, but the second one was going to be Jesus Comes Back, but he's like all materialistic and he starts liking chicks and drugs and everything, and that was our second scenario. But then eventually the one with the Bible camp.
Well, I'm glad you did. It turned out brilliantly, man. I didn't even realize at first that Ron Jeremy was in it until I saw someone tweeted you, and when he came in as Jesus, I damn near about shit myself.
Exactly. Yeah, and he played it perfectly.
So well.
Actually, how did you get that connection with him?
I'm trying to think exactly what happened. All right, so we had Shelby in Florida. There's a famous strip club, and this guy who runs it, Shelby, did a documentary about this strip club, and it got a lot of notoriety in his area. And Ron liked the movie that he did. So we were out here at, I forget what conventions was out here, one of the Fangoria ones, something we were out here, and he came out, we were all hanging out, and that's when I first met Ron, and we were just all talking, because the original time we wrote, the original person we wanted for Jesus was Paul Rubens, but right when we started casting, right when the Pee Wee Herman show got kind of big again, so we knew we weren't going to have him, and then I was like, Shelby, ask Ron, and then then he did it for us, so it was really, he was so cool too, so it was great.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the man.
If you party enough in LA,
great.
If you party enough in LA, you run into him, because I have a couple of Ron Jeremy stories myself.
Let's just say strip poker and leave it at that.
Exactly. It was an interesting evening.
So you notice, I mean, you got a lot of other talent in there too, besides your core cast. I mean, just Reggie Bannister for one. I mean, I loved him in Phantasm,
Right.
Bubba Hotep, Tim Sullivan, 2001 Maniacs.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be too forward, but budget wise, how are you guys able to approach?
Yeah. That's because we didn't have a lot of money at all. So that's what happened was Reggie and his wife Gigi came on as producers, but they were on. We were going for a lot more money than we ended up getting, and so they were on board. So we just moved forward with everything, and then once the budget kept going down and down, I just called them one day and just said like, "Look, this is our budget. Are you still in?" And they were like, "Yeah, definitely." So we worked it out, and kept everyone happy. And then afterwards, it was about I don't know a couple weeks afterwards we were casting, and I think it was Gigi who called and was like, "Hey, do you know who Tim Sullivan is? I think he would be a good, Sister Mary." And I knew who he was, and I just didn't know he was an actor though, or he liked acting. I just knew he was a director.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, sure, ask him." And but he read it, and he kind of digs, like religion comedies too and everything, and he's a pretty funny guy. So we got along really well. And then he was in, and we all just worked it out. They knew we had no money, and everyone's kind of, was cool with it. So
See, that's when you know you got something good, man. When people believe in the project enough to get past their own egos.
Yeah, we got lucky there. Usually, you got to deal with that.
All right, cool. So, it seemed like it must have been a lot of fun to film. I mean, the cast just seemed to be there was a lot of chemistry there on screen.
Yeah, they all got along really well, and it was funny. A lot of them didn't. Some of them knew each other. I forget. I can't remember everyone who knew each other, but a lot of people just kind of like meshed for the first time. I think couple nights before the shoot, everyone was meeting for the first time, and they all kind of bonded really well. And we ended up filming up around like Big Bear Mountain area,
right?
And so we ended up just getting a couple big houses for people to stay in. So the cast all stayed together in this spot, so everyone got to kind of know each other pretty quickly and everything. And as we were shooting, they were all just they got so into it, everyone kind of like was coming up with shit on their own and getting really into it. So it was really cool, yeah. Nice,
yeah. That actually leads to my follow-up, which was I kind of felt like that scene at the lake when everyone's kind of messing around on the shore there. I feel like, was there a little bit of improv there? Did you kind of just let them do their own thing?
There's a couple scenes in the movie that Tim directed, and he because we were so short on time and everything, so there would be times I would take a camera and a couple people, and we would go off and shoot a scene, and Tim would go off and shoot a scene, and then we kind of go back and compare what we got. And when we got to that lake, we were so short on time, and I was filming. I think it was Reggie and the brother Zeke character talking, and then Tim was just running around with all the other actors, just kind of goofing around the lake. And then he also directed the scene with the younger version of Sister Mary crying to the nun, who's Gigi Bannister, and Tim directed that scene too.
Okay. Oh, that's Reggie's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. Nice.
How long was production? How long did you guys take to shoot the whole thing?
So, besides all pickups, there's like a few days of pickups after it was all over with, but the actual shoot itself, so we shot the 80s first. All the 80s stuff we shot, I think, 8 days. And, no, was it 8 days? Yeah, I think it was 8 days. And then we shot the opening scene right after that, the 70s, and that was, I think, 2 days. 2 days.
Wow.
So altogether it was a 10-day shoot.
Wow, that's impressive, man. For what you guys actually put out and put together, that's very impressive.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm pretty good at a couple things. I can bang them out pretty fast. So if we're against the clock, you do what you got to do. I always said like with like indie movies, I think like scheduling is like it's staying on schedule. Up conditions and everything. So
was there any like spooky things that went on set? How like a lot of like horror movies are saying like, yeah, there's this weird spirit running around. Is there anything crazy like that you guys experienced?
I don't know. Gigi got mad a couple times. That's about the only evil thing that happened.
That's spooky enough.
It was. I don't know. No, actually, it was. It was mostly just like we had nothing weird happened. It was just mostly just like when you have no money and you shoot with nothing, like there's no, like even like every time we shot, like power was like fingers crossed. Everything was like, oh my god, I hope this works out. Just because you like when you go up in the middle of nowhere and you're filming, it's just like you just have no idea what to expect. So under the circumstances, I guess like nothing bad really happened, but shit happens every day while you're filming, all kinds of crazy shit.
Sure, yeah.
Believe me, I know. Trust me.
So
Right.
did you ever have? I'm assuming in those 8 days everyone was pretty focused, but anybody get crazy on set? Little partying, anything wild? And crazy?
Yeah, every night everyone I think drank a little bit. I mean, yeah, every night I at least drank or smoked or something. I did every night. I'm pretty sure. Just because our days were so long, and we there wasn't a lot of sleep either because it was because every day something was changing, whether it be the weather, the schedule, or just something would fuck up. So every night there'd be a little group of us, and we would be in this room, and we literally would almost work all night long figuring out what we're going to do if these certain problems would happen. So. Yeah, I think every night everyone was doing something. I think the cast was drinking every night too. I'm pretty sure everyone was.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this next project of yours. What's it called? Don't Open the Door?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Never Open the Door. That's so after we filmed Bloody Bloody, we Chris Maltaro and me, we were just talking what we wanted to do next. So I forget who we were all with. I think it was me, Chris, and one of the cameramen, Mike Bates. We were all hanging out talking about doing something next, and we just figured, let's just do something. Let's just get in a house and the actors that we know and go film something. And so we wrote that pretty quickly. But Chris, his grandfather, he was a director he's like one of my favorite directors. He did a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes and movies from the 40s. His name is John Bram. And he did a lot of great movies and stuff. So we wanted to do like an old black and white movie, and he wanted to do something kind of like for him. So it's kind of a little more like just normal, straightforward, like serious in a way, kind of serious. And I don't know. It's not really a horror. It's kind of like horror sci-fi-ish, I guess, in a way. It's hard to give it a genre, but people die in it. So.
Do you guys have a release date?
I have no. I think it's supposed to premiere at a film festival, and one of the film festivals in Texas in April. I don't know, but it's not 100% done. There's a couple of visual effects getting done, and some titles for the end, and that's it. Like it's basically all done. But I don't know as far as release date for like pay-per-view or video on demand or anything like that. I don't know yet, or Blu-ray or anything. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else you got cooking up?
We what I'm hoping is we just bought the we didn't just buy, but we bought the rights for this old '60s movie that's like my favorite movie. It's called Psycho a Go-Go, and it's Al Adamson. It's his first movie that he did, and it was just like this old, '60s kind of drive-in movie. So we got the rights to that, and we're going to remake it. And but it's not really a remake. We're just kind of, we're changing, shit around and everything. So, but I really like it. I like the script a lot. The script's done. We're ready to go on it. So we're currently getting that going. So that's what I'm hoping we're filming this year. That's the main one. So I'm kind of stoked about it though, because if we do it the way we want to do it, it's going to be really good, and it's going to be like a bigger version of Bloody Bloody, just kind of like really far out comedy and just bloody, and I promise there'll be tits too.
That's what I wanted to hear.
That's all we need, man.
Right?
All right. Well, that pretty much covers what we wanted to talk about. Do you have anything you'd like to discuss for our readers?
Oh yeah, you know what else I did? What I'm doing now, we're just about done, and I got a chance to produce this documentary called Henchman, and it's about I don't know if you'll know him by face, but you might not know him by name. But it's about this great stuntman actor named Al Leong from the '80s, and if you've seen him in everything. He was in Big Trouble in Little China, Die Hard. He's like the main bad guy in all these movies.
Oh wow!
So, and we wanted to do a documentary on him. So I got a chance to work on that, and we got to like interview a bunch of people that worked with him, and so that will be coming out here probably end of this year. So that will be pretty cool too.
Okay, cool. Well, keep us posted, man. We definitely are looking forward to more of your work. We're pretty huge fans, almost immediate fucking converts.
Thanks.
So just to wrap this up, for anyone listening in, make sure to follow Vito on Twitter at Vito Trabucco. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, you are. Good.
All right.
Thanks.
By the way, with a name like that, man, how many people... how do I phrase this politically correct?
So you can say it however you want. It's all right.
Because we saw the name Vito Trabucco.
Yeah. You can say it real offensively.
Yeah, like his money didn't come from the mob.
Yeah, we had a couple investors. We had to make Sleep with the Fishes.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's like a lot of Chris, my producer. He's from Italy. He's but it's like I have this really hardcore Italian name. No, I'm born in Pittsburgh, so.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I don't have to worry if I talk any shit about you about getting
Somebody showing up at the door.
getting a Colombian necktie or something.
No, my budget would be a lot bigger if I was in the mafia. Trust me.
Don't want anybody showing up with Tommy guns. That's all I'm trying to avoid.
Right? No, we're good. We're good on that.
I'm from Chicago, so I understand how the mobs work.
Water guns. That's about it.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So follow Vito on Twitter at Vito Trabucco. Follow Horribly Hooched on Facebook and Twitter as well. And stand by for further updates.
Thanks again, Vito.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.